I just played the worst Spider-Man games ever made. The NES remains an iconic staple in the console gaming world as it brought us an incredible range of titles that we often hold close to our hearts. But in this case, Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six is not one of them. If this game wasn't called Spider-Man, I don't think you'd be able to tell who this is. Imagine if you took two melted crayons, injected life into them, and said, okay, now go run around and miss all your punches. You'd have exactly this game. It also didn't help that our protagonist looks like a sentient booger on the screen. The good news is this isn't the only game on our list with horrible mechanics. Let's fast forward a bit to 2001. This game was shockingly good looking for the time. I mean, just look at those colors. I miss the polygon era of games. There's something so charming about the PS1 look, and Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro captures exactly that. It also captured a lot of attention after removing two major elements after the attacks on the World Trade Center in 2001. Original copies of this game were yoinked from store shelves shortly after release in August of 2001 and are considered incredibly rare for avid collectors. Thankfully, even though this game was harder than Tobey Maguire's abs, our next game is a little more forgiving. Spider-Man Friend or Foe is a blast to play, even if you don't have a player 2 that can join you. This game genuinely has good-looking graphics even by today's standards. The combat is fun and makes you feel like a legit superhero, and you get to play as your sidekick if you want, and you can upgrade your suit, and you can get more sidekicks, and you get it. But the critics didn't. The lack of web swinging was a little disappointing, but the combat, level design, colors, and vibes made up for it. Yes, there was web swinging technically, but nothing like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which we'll get to in a minute. And yeah, the enemies were repetitive and felt linear, but I like that in a game. I don't care what people say. While the web swinging is sorely missed, this game is an awesome addition to the Spider-Man game arsenal, probably because it wasn't a movie ported into a video game. Those always go well, right? I'm inclined to agree with critics that this game feels like it was put together with duct tape, baling wire, and not Andrew Garfield. I don't know who this idiot is, but I know who this is. Rest in peace. Look, I get why Stan Lee is in this game, and I think it's heartwarming to see him again after all this time, but they couldn't get Andrew Garfield to voice a few lines? It's not like the dialogue is amazing with its RPG-esque elements to it. Maybe they were worried he'd have a oopsie-daisy with his accent, like that one time in The Social Network.
I knew you did it! You planted that story about the chicken!
As always, if you want to see more videos like this, leave a like, hit that sub button, and ring that bell. Now let's go save New York City.